What's up, guys? It's Carly from FasciNATIVE English, where if you are finally ready to take your English to another level and to begin speaking English like a native English speaker, then you've come to the right place. So let's get into it. What's up, guys? I have a slang term for you all today, and today's slang term is ick. Ick. All right? Just 3 letters. Ick. But what does ick mean? Well, ick is just used to describe the feeling of disgust or aversion. All right? When you feel disgusted or you feel some type of aversion, you can use this word ick. Ick, right? So actually, this slang came out a long time ago, but it was used in a different context. You could see something disgusting and you're like, ew, ick. You know, maybe you walk by a smelly trash can on the street and you're like, ugh, ick. You know, you use it like that. But these days, the new generations, you know, the people born in the 2000s.
Finally, some Gen Z energy in this place.
That are now, you know, turning 20 and 21, you know, the new generation, they have come up with ick, but it's used in a slightly different way. So for example, the sentence that you might hear is, you know what's a really big ick of mine? I don't like it when guys blah, 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 blah. You know, this is what you might hear. Like naturally when it's being used, especially if it's being used by somebody who's like, I would say in their mid-20s or younger, you would hear it like this, like, oh, one of my icks is blah, 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 blah. Or I have 3 icks about this guy. One of them is da 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 da. You know, mainly in gossip, when girls are gossiping, they will be like, my biggest ick is insert biggest ick. My biggest ick.
What did she say?
We're gonna talk about it today. Yes, I have a story about my biggest ick. I have a few icks, but one of my icks is when my kids
and my husband
leave their clothes on the floor. So this is a story. It's kind of funny because we saw this trend on TikTok, I don't know, a few months ago, maybe even a year ago now, where the girl comes on and she's like, you know, my biggest ick is blah, 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 blah. And then the guy comes and says, well, my biggest ick is, and they kind of like fight. And some of them went to the extreme and you'll see they have like water in their mouth. And the guy's telling the girl like all her icks, and she has to try to not laugh or not spill or not argue back, not spill the water out of her mouth. You know, stupid little TikTok trends, but you know, we have nothing else better to do, so we watch it on TikTok. We're like, oh, and we heart it and we like it and we share it with others. So one of them was like, you know, what's your ick? Or what's my ick? And I decided to do this with my husband. I don't think I ever posted the video. It might still be in my drafts. Probably not. But I just wanted to do it for fun. So I was like going on and I'm like, one of like my biggest ick is, and I said the thing about picking up his clothes, his dirty clothes on the floor, because I have 3 boys, right? And I'm the only girl in this house. I'm the mother, I'm the wife, and I clean up after 3 kids, even though my husband is an adult. And I'm not throwing him under the bus at all. Like, my husband does his fair share of cleaning. He's actually probably really a rare breed, because he helps out with the cooking, he helps out with the cleaning, he does everything for me. He's editing this video right now. He's my editor. So my husband does a lot. I'm not saying that, but as a joke, I said my biggest ick is picking up clothes off the ground, like dirty clothes, because I do it for my kids. My kids come home from school and it's like, shoop, shoop, socks. Even though I'm like, please put the dirty clothes in the dirty clothes hamper or just straight into the washing machine. Like, just put it in there. That's all you gotta do. But it's like, one sock goes this way, one sock goes the other way. A few minutes later, my youngest, he doesn't like wearing pants. He's 3 and he's like anti-pants. So shoop, goes the pants. And then they're on the stairs and I have to go by and pick them up later. What's even worse is he's in pull-ups because he's potty training. He's almost there. What's even worse is when he's like you know, he had to go potty, but he didn't make it. So he goes in his pull-up and he just takes his pull-up off and just leaves it. I hate that. It's one of my icks. So yeah, I was just like, you know, during this video, I was just like, my biggest ick is like constantly having to clean up clothes or other things off the floor that aren't mine. It's one of my biggest icks. And then my husband said something, he's like, my biggest ick is when you use my hairbrush and your hair is all stuck in it and you don't care. And I was like, violence. Because I know I try to clean the hairbrush every time because it's one of my icks too. My own ick about myself is I don't like leaving hair in the hairbrush. But sometimes I get busy. Just like right before this recording, I had a meeting and I just did my hair really fast and I brushed it really fast. And I know there's hair in that hairbrush right now because I just left it. And so right now, if my husband sees it, he's gonna be like, see, that's my ick. You leaving hair in your hairbrush, especially if it's not your hairbrush, if I use his, because mine always goes missing. I feel like my kids just know like, I'm gonna annoy my mom today by stealing her hairbrush and hiding it in the most random place where she would not be able to find it for weeks. Like literally one time I found my hairbrush like in the pantry where our food is, like down back and behind the pantry too. I'm like, how did this even happen? And then my son was like, oh yeah, like I used it the other day. And I'm like, okay, and you put it in the pantry? He's like, well, while I was brushing my hair, I realized I forgot to pack a snack for school. So I went downstairs to pack my snack for school, and then I put the hairbrush there, and then I grabbed the snack, and then I put the box back in front of the hairbrush, and I kind of forgot about it. So that's how it got in the pantry. And I'm like,
Why are you the way that you are?
see, that's an ick of mine. When you touch my things and you don't put them back where they go, that's one of my icks. You know, it's one of the things that I just like, I feel this like aversion towards it, or to you. I'm like, I don't like it when that happens. Please stop. Like, please don't do that. So back to this like stupid TikTok video though. We did this TikTok video and we just recorded each other's icks, and I was like getting defensive and emotional. I was like, how dare you say those things about me? That is not an ick. And my husband too, because my husband, he has his fair share of icks, and I'm not going to share them on YouTube because I don't want to get divorced again, but he has his fair share of icks. And I know I'm not perfect. I know there's things that I do that are probably annoying to him or he finds disgusting. I don't know, maybe I think one of his icks was like when I leave like my makeup wipe or something, because like I washed my face like 3 different times and then I still use a makeup wipe to like wipe it off after everything, and then I use my moisturizers and stuff. So when I leave stuff out on the counter, that's an ick for him, and the list goes on and on. I think we have like a bunch of icks for each other, but we just deal with it because we love each other so much. Or maybe like it's just an ick, but it's not like super annoying. But I told him, no matter what, this ick of you guys leaving your clothes on the ground will always be my biggest pet peeve, which is another phrase that we use. I'm probably gonna do a video on that here soon because that's another one, but it's very similar to ick. Like, it's my pet peeve, which means like it's one of the things that you do and I just really don't like that you do it. I put up with it because I love you, but like I'm gonna tell you every time, hey, don't put your clothes on the ground. Put your clothes in the dirty hamper. Put your clothes in the washing machine. Do the laundry for me. Do anything to just not have dirty clothes laying on the ground. And then his biggest ick is, and I'm calling myself out here, but when I told him like that this is my biggest ick when he leaves the dirty clothes on the ground, he also said that one of his biggest icks towards me is when I leave the clean clothes in the hamper for too long. Because I live a busy life, you guys. You know, I have a full-time job, plus I have another part-time job, plus I do YouTube for y'all, plus I have my 2 kids that I'm taking everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. They have so many things going on, like sports, and they also do, they learn another language, so they have classes for that on Saturdays. So it's just busy. Busy. And because of that, sometimes I can't do the laundry as soon as it comes out of the dryer. I have to leave it in the hamper for a little bit. But my husband's like, that's an ick. That's an ick when the laundry's been sitting in the hamper for more than a couple days and it's clean and you or I or we have not put it away yet. That's an ick of mine. And I'm like, you know what? As soon as you start putting your clothes directly in the washing machine every single time, then I'll try to start getting it out of the washer or out of the dryer and putting it away every single time. You know, give and take here. All right, guys, so I hope you have a better understanding of this slang term ick. If you do, please like this video, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you all in the next video.